7:33 and listening to us on frequency modulation 101.7. I am Fabian Swale. Let's start with the headlines. President Julius Maada Bio assures citizens that Sierra Leone is not a narco state and reaffirms their commitment to fighting drug substance abuse. AYV looks into concerns raised by residents in some of Freetown's densely populated slum areas as the rainy season intensifies. And fuel prices spark public discourse in Sierra Leone following a recent adjustment announced by authorities. Hello again from wherever you're joining me from tonight. I am Fabian Swale with Primetime News on AOIV. As Sierra Leone still strives to maintain its good image on allegations that surround transnational organized illicit drug activities in the country, President Bio, via this year's Presidential Civic Series in Makeni, has affirmed that Sierra Leone is not a narcotic state, noting that citizens should deviate from actions that have the tendency to taint the image of the country. Let's get the highlights.
First, I want for giving the assurance, say, as a society, as leadership, they do everything within we means and power for stamp out drug abuse inside this country. There is a commitment to it, and we don't take certain actions, government no get yai or side for see. The policeman that we are get, they know they all side for see. The drug enforcement officers they will get, they no go able they all side for see. But I want for assurance say, yes, we all in a community. We know whether they sell drug. We know whether they bring drug. We know who the side they put today. We know who side this day. Everything. We cannot say we don't know. We cannot. So the appeal where they appeal to now, not to for just say government. Yes, we will provide the leadership, but I want for the sake of we generation, the way they ahead of we, the young people then. Make we not let sit down drug abuse. 4 weeks ago, another 4 containers of tramadol. We don't even put a law say tramadol. The tablet form them for stopping. We don't inform partners that out of Sierra Leone so that nobody know they send one way past 50 milligram. We are doing all of this. We partners then, the one that where they produce the drug there, need for also help we. Not for just the blame. This Sierra Leone narcotic or whatever center. Most of the things that way they come out, if they pass through international waters and pass we on side, because we are in a strategic geographical position. The same reason why slave trade then be used here as a center, and the same reason why it's so easy from Latin America and for campus Naya. One assurance we want to make is that we as a human capital government not going to make the human beings there and they bring and support anybody where they bring something we go camp with the same human being there. That's the assurance I will give you, and that we are fully determined for make sure say we not go actively participate in anything. We go support the trade, encourage the trade, or for do anything we go make it easier.
Now, across the world, more than 1 billion people live in informal settlements, according to the United Nations. They often lack the most basic services, clean water, sanitation, and access to healthcare. In Sierra Leone, rapid urbanization continues to outpace public infrastructure. Communities such as Susan's Bay remain one of the front line on poverty, disease, and climate vulnerability. Now, as the rains gather over Freetown once again, residents say they are remembered only when disaster strikes. Our reporter Yego Jallo has the details of this special feature.
The narrow footpaths of Susan's Bay tells 2 stories. One is of hardship, the other is of remarkable resilience for deciding to live here. Stretching along Freetown's eastern coastline, Susan's Bay is home to an estimated 25,000 to 30,000 people according to recent data. It is one of Sierra Leone's largest informal settlements. Here, thousands live without reliable sanitation, health care, clean water, or secure housing. Life is lived on the edge, where every rainfall becomes a test of survival. In this community, women increasingly carry the economic burden of their households, working long hours to keep children in school and food on the table, while confronting rising living costs.
Country, yeah, this area, too rough for we. Because in the country, work no day, or put another work, and all work no day, they make people let them go astray too much.
Especially back with the woman, they may government help we. They suffer to picking them business no day until they suffer to picking them.
The World Health Organization says inadequate sanitation and unsafe water remain among the leading drivers of cholera, diarrhea diseases, and other unpreventable illnesses worldwide. UNICEF estimates that billions of people still lack safely managed sanitation services. Residents say those global statistics are their daily reality. Many households have no toilets. Human waste is often emptied into open drains. During the rainy season, flood water carries contamination through homes and footpaths, turning neighborhoods into breeding grounds of disease.
You go see now they vomit in the toilet. As you gonna go to an hospital, and we not get toilets. I ask you. Pass them go down in a waff, and some people go sit down the toilet, pass the clothes that dirty, go then are gone. Because toilets not there, so it affects them, they vomit toilet. Pass you, if you're not going to go with an eye, you lost in life. Sometimes then go make them tell you they go reach with I don't lost in life. So all the challenges then they will get her. Yeah, you can go toilets now big waff. Because are we picking them now? Because they pan toilets, they pan clothes the ground. The dirty na ground. When you come in, they was saying, just they can't take it to eat. So they begin to see they vomit in the toilets. You gotta try for keep up and you know able. As you go now go sometimes some tell you they run with them for go fail hospital for go save their life then you don't die.
Healthcare remains another distinct promise. Susan's Bay has no fully equipped community health facility. Residents travel to neighboring communities for treatment, often paying transport costs they cannot afford. For pregnant women, sick children, and elderly, those delays can mean the difference between life and death. Community members say lives have been lost because medical help arrived too late.
Okay, no health center na this round of here. And people then don't take an as a ceremony. Wo person sikia, then popo and go tabon, go die. They say wo person sikia, wo then popo and not the guy again because of no health center. Well, it can be one. Sometimes before they reach to town, what I don't pass carry.
Malaria back there, boko. As opposed to sickness after malaria.
Climate change has made an already fragile community even more vulnerable. The United Nations warns that informal settlements face disproportionate risks from flooding and extreme weather because of poor drainage and weak infrastructure. Susan's Bay knows this reality all too well. Blocked waterways filled with refuse overflow after heavy rain, homes are inundated, families lost possessions, disease spread where clean water disappears.
That equal quick. That means if you no more will not let this year will sleep no problem. If it's just January, February, March, April. Only the when they come on a call it them pieces people all night they send the dotty. Blind now, control, rubber, everybody is in it. Because why dotty works not again. When they don't flop, the first thing will come. When all stand, buy some bed, rake and pickers, with barrow for body. Now na dig that dotty, get away. for Dikati, Varijata, wouldn't kind of problem.
More what they are more queen, I wouldn't come if you meet up high water, then big rain come. That water to God, the seed don't flop, go down the come up. When meet up, I can bring problem for me.
There is another crisis unfolding quietly. Sierra Leone continues to grapple with the devastating spread of the synthetic drug known as kush. National health authorities have repeatedly warned that addiction is destroying young lives, fueling mental illness, unemployment, and families' breakdown. Community leaders in Susan's Bay say the drug has reached many vulnerable young people already struggling with poverty and limited opportunities.
Well, like I talk, we don't they talk about two times there. For sake of this body, don't boku picking them boku don't die, and still then they pan. But the people that would sell it in, and they would blame, they would face and cap.
Who they send una to the government? Do let the EPUI release these drugs who don't come at this country.
Beyond the sanitation and health challenge, community residents say access to electricity and clean, safe drinking water has been a major concern. They are calling on the government to come to their aid.
For residents, the appeal is simple. They are not asking for privilege. They are asking for fundamentals of human dignity: clean water, safe sanitation, quality health care, electricity, employment opportunities, and hope. Because communities should not have to wait for a tragedy before help arrives. Yero Jallo, AYV News, Freetown.
Still, as concerns continue to rise in the ever-growing informal settlements in Freetown, the largest and probably oldest among them is the Kube community. It is a densely populated slum where survival has to be negotiated daily and home to an estimated 13,000 people according to available humanitarian and urban housing estimates. A spectacle of inequality in an expanding city. As AYV's intern Aisata Suma reports, the struggle for survival amid little is unforgivingly huge.
Kube sits at the edge of Freetown's economic promise. For the thousands of residents in these tightly packed homes, access to basic services has been wishful for generations. Piped water is a pipe dream. The rains address these needs, but the attendant effects of the rainy season is dire. Flooding washes through their shelters. It contaminates their wells and open water points. In Kube, those global statistics become personal.
That facility will not get them because almost immediately when additive, yeah, so you say I don't make the people in the camp, but we go check the way make that not let the foresee. That will not go disgrace. But most will not get better toilets than so check out check. The only thing we can go do no more than for empower the nurse the way they send medicine. And we can need back, let them add more to the hospital because for them, they let money. Let no go somebody, they let go at her, pass the check and go to an coach. And they no go tell well. We appeal to government, let government help, now we able develop the hospital.
Thrive. Health services are limited. Only clinic care is overwhelmed and under-resourced. For many families, treatment costs remain out of reach. Malnutrition and waterborne illnesses are recurrent. Medical professional warns that delayed treatment often turns into manageable condition into life-threatening emergencies.
Medication is affecting this community in terms of treatment, like we picking the sick in the community. By the time when they rush now for go time, because we get Kube hospital nearby the field. By the time when they rush for go time, they delay posting, they delay the patient till the sick worse. They begin to say sign, this, that, for give money for sign, whatsoever. If I do some processes there, we will make the treat that patient. But without that, if money not there, that life that patient they lost that patient the life they bring.
Sanitation remains another silence crisis. Most homes lack proper toilet facilities. Waste disposal system, where they exist, are overwhelmed, posing more public health hazard.
Toilet business, we not get no sign as no access now for toilet business at all not. And anybody so far, but the one and mostly now the sorry for now for the women so far. One toilet they not deny so, or shot they not deny so. The woman them at times so they want for easy themselves. They leave me some 10% sit down at water begin to cover themselves, or some of them you find out if you walk the entire day, you can see any old sofa, they get rid of that. Every day and they not foreseen any other thing else. Not toilets.
At Kurube, the question is no longer whether change is needed. It is how soon it will come. Aisat Asuma, AYV News Return.
Still on slum communities, one you don't often hear about is Sopit, which is right in the city center. The drainage system is old. Some say it dates way back to the 1960s. In that time, Freetown to now has really drastically changed. Population growth, urban expansion, and unplanned construction have all transformed the flow of water into something far more violent. Residents there say the system now receives runoff, not only from local rainfall, but from wider parts of the western area, including major urban corridors such as Circular Road and State House environs. The result is a channel overwhelmed by an upsurge. What was once engineered to carry water now carries garbage and has become a corridor of flooding. AYV intern Binta Jallo has been there and she now reports.
Each rainy season arrives with uncertainties, the only certainty being that flooding is imminent. Residents describes it as a risk. Water surges through the community with force. It breaks boundaries, overwhelms makeshift defenses, and enters homes without warning. The World Bank has repeatedly warned that urban flooding in West Africa is being intensified by climate change, rapid urbanization, and weak drainage infrastructure. These forces converge in low-lying settlements such as Sopit.
This we villager, okay, I guess as we got out, you see, this gutter don't dey from colonial days. This gutter don't dey for well over 3 to 4, 5 decades now. And this gutter don't broken. This gutter during the time when the colonial people make this gutter, the city not be flop it. Nobody get enough water they can on this gutter. But now that TSC don't come work now, they don't come modernize the streets, they don't come the gutter they flow down here, there plenty. From now State House, Shakasi, the all free street, all they use this drainage. So now the inflow is too heavy and the gutter is still shallow. So we find out say the system most of the gutter outside don't broke. So all the water where they can go from all inside they all now don't hear they come. And notwithstanding again, they gutter them can be okay, all the occupy up the traders them. We all know the dirty they already they get all now inside gutter and you don't pan. Everybody choke. All now gutter and you don't get dirty. All the dirty and I don't hear the come. Die dog, toilet, urine, every kind of thing around the camp. So I don't know they go through lots of problems where they bring health, bad health conditions. They affect we, they affect the picking them, they affect even the old age them. These are one of the problems where they kill we presently now.
The impact is not only structural, it is also medical. Flood waters carry waste, refuge, and vectors of diseases into living spaces. Health experts warn that such conditions significantly increase the risk of cholera, typhoid, and other waterborne diseases, particularly in densely populated settlements. In Sopit, those risks are amplified by proximity and density.
But we know they for the dirty they disturb with they come mosquito because any kind sick. The way they come back. What they cancel the dirty they enter on place here.
Make the bank here so how they put dirty and so the ground is strong. How the ground is strong so water not going to affect water not going to affect the land. So now it make the emphasize more, the go down the work, there will be payment then from up, the cow dirty, you can put sand and the land, which will survive. And put everything I got in and God and make us survive now. God and make us survive.
No, but yeah, any season we can get a rough. Yeah, water business. Bad off the season. We don't know for this year yourself now. Because just don't start. This zone in Nandi. Water on in Nandi. They box up and mix up with us here. That high water when in the campus. This one they clear a goat. They clear all. They begin to inside the room there now.
Standing here in the Sopit community, every rain season, residents face flooding that threaten their homes, health, and livelihood. In the absence of permanent infrastructure solutions, residents have had to improvise. Some pile sands and debris around their homes to create temporary boundaries. Others reinforce entry points with whatever material they can find. These are fragile defense against a force that cannot control. Urban planners argue that without investment in drainage, rehabilitation, and flood mitigation, communities like Sopit will remain on the front line of climate vulnerability. For now, resilience fills the gap where infrastructure is absent. Binta Jallo, AYV News, Freetown.
Well, away from the slums now. Across the world, policing is undergoing a quiet but profound transformation. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime notes that digital technologies and artificial intelligence are increasingly utilized to support investigations, manage crime data, and improve response times. From predictive analytics in Europe to digital forensics in Asia, law enforcement has been reshaped by algorithms as much as by officers on the ground. In Africa, however, the digital divide remains a defining challenge. According to the International Telecommunication Union, internet penetration across parts of sub-Saharan Africa still lags behind the global average, limiting access to advanced digital tools in public institutions. Yet, in Sierra Leone, a new chapter is beginning to open. The country's first batch of police officers has now completed formal training in artificial intelligence and digital technology, marking a symbolic shift toward modernized policing. Edima Conte has more.
For days, classrooms became command centers of a different kind. Police officers traded patrol routines for laptops and codes, stepping into a world where data, algorithms, and digital systems increasingly define modern law enforcement. It was a rare intersection between tradition and technology, between boots on the ground and bytes in the cloud. At the end of the training, they stood not just as officers, but as pioneers within the Sierra Leone Police, becoming the first cohorts to complete structural artificial intelligence training.
We need to be digitally biased, try to say so. Because when you're equipped digital, then you need the position to address issues like fake news. You address issues like fraud. You address issues like cybercrime if you are well equipped. But if you are not very equipped, believe me, you just be like a novice. So that is why this study is very important. And I want to, at this juncture, express our sincere thanks and appreciation to Fixitates Organization for this strong partnership.
Organizers described the initiative as an investment in institutional intelligence. Artificial intelligence, they say, is no longer a distant innovation. It is becoming a practical tool for crime analysis, digital investigations, information management, and improved public service delivery. Globally, police forces are already using AI systems to map crime patterns, support forensic analysis, and enhance operational efficiency. In Sierra Leone, stakeholders believe such capacity building is essential if law enforcement is to keep pace with increasingly complex and technology-driven forms of crime.
On behalf of the Fixitates Organization, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Inspector General of Police, Mr. William Fayaselu, the police leadership, and the entire Sierra Leone police force for your warm reception, trust, and willingness to partner with us. Your zeal and willingness to embrace technology reflect your dedication to building a modern and equipped police service. We also we appreciate the partnership that we have built, and we look forward to working together on future initiatives that will continue to strengthen policing through technology, innovation, and strategic partnership.
For the officers themselves, the training represents more than technical knowledge. It marks a shift in identity from traditional policing alone to a hybrid model where human judgment is strengthened by digital competence. Participants described the experience as both challenging and transformative and pledged to apply their new skills to improve professionalism and public trust.
I want to say that this training was timely and very necessary. And we assure you that we'll go and impart the knowledge to others so as it will add value on ourselves, the institution, the Sierra Leone police, and the country at large. And we pray that this training will not end with us, but it will also be extended to our colleagues in the SLP.
In a profession built on discipline and duty, innovation is now becoming another form of service. As the first graduates of artificial intelligence training within the Sierra Leone Police step forward, they carry more than certificate. They carry the early foundations of a changing institution, one where technology is not replacing policing but reshaping it. Across the world, security experts warn that the future of public safety will depend on how effectively institutions adapt to digital transformation. For Sierra Leone, this moment signals the beginning of that journey, a quiet but significant step toward a police service shaped not only by presence but by precision, data, and intelligence. Dima Conte, AYV News, Freetown.
This is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Please stay tuned for more stories after the break.
Do you know you can transfer money, buy airtime, and pay all your utility bills in just a minute? You can have access to your account anytime, anywhere. Welcome to the world of fast and easy. GT Wall. With the GT Wall, you can transfer money from one GT Co account to another, pay utility bills, get account statements, get airtime, and check your balance. With GT Wall, you can buy Exa anytime, anywhere. You can go to App Store or Play Store on your iPhone and Android devices, download the app, and enjoy. GT Co. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Mutik. This one is for the bold ones. The people who shape their world, and the winners who still put in the work. Cheers to those who start great things. When you start, you're hard to stop. You raise your game and never back down because you're bold enough to make it. To you I say, never stop. Mutik, never stop starting.
Welcome back. I am Phoebe Sweel, and this is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Now, the Sierra Leone Airports Authority has taken a decisive step in strengthening integrity and accountability with the launch of its Integrity Management Committee, IMC. At the inaugural meeting, General Manager Jack Masakoy demonstrated resolute leadership and unwavering commitment to the fight against corruption and extortion at Freetown International Airport. Our reporter Sheko Mohammed Silla has more.
These initiatives fulfill a key requirement of the Anti-Corruption Commission's National Strategic Plan that ensures that public institutions embedded with integrity and transparency as their core operations. The Director General for Sierra Leone Airport Authority, Jack Masakoy, reaffirms his determination to serve the nation with integrity, protect passengers and stakeholders in advancing Sierra Leone's aviation industry on a foundation of accountability. He further assured the committee of his support in ensuring that integrity remains the key pillar of his administration.
Well, management has ensured that the Integrity Committee is well funded for the year so that they can carry out the activities without hindrance to ensure that they follow the laid down ACC rules and regulations so that we will not fall foul of the rules laid down by the ACC. Them, and they come from various departments, including the audit departments, and these are the watchdog for the board. The role to play, and we'll give them that platform to play their role so that they will be effective and efficient. Try to wipe away corruption and we ensure that we live by the rules laid down by the ACC Commission.
A Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation, Rex Bonafar, reaffirms that this is part of the President's initiative in ensuring that people are accountable for their stewardships.
Embedding integrity into the very core of our operations. By establishing key performance indicators, KPIs, the board and management have ensured that integrity reforms are not only declared but measured, tracked, and delivered. This structured approach guarantees that progress is visible, tangible, and lasting. Under President Bio's leadership, Sierra Leone has already invested close to $150,000 in strengthening aviation safety, resilience, and governance. That investment is complemented today by a commitment to integrity. Because without integrity, no amount of infrastructure or training can sustain progress. The IMC is more than a committee. It is a safeguard. It protects passengers, staff, and stakeholders, while elevating Sierra Leone's reputation in global aviation. Integrity is the wrong way to progress, and with this launch, Sierra Leone is proving that it can rise as a trusted hub for safe, efficient, and accountable air transport.
The board and management have established key performance indicators to monitor the committee's progress in achieving the objectives. These KPIs provide a structured framework for accountability, ensuring that the IMNC's work translates into measurable outcomes and lasting reforms. Sheikh Mohammed Sidem, AYV News, Freetown.
Now, away from that, we turn our attention to fuel prices, as once again, fuel has become a topic of public debate in Sierra Leone following a recent adjustment announced by authorities. While the government says the move reflects changes in the global market, many citizens argue the reduction is too small to ease the rising cost of transportation and living expenses. Our reporter Ibrahim Ramadan Jallo gets the voice of the people.
So we're not happy at all or not. So the one way they take transport back, we're not really happy. So fuel for candle, they found.
Even with recent reduction in fuel prices, bike riders and passengers have described the decrease as insignificant.
Because out of 35 litres for 1 single litre, they just release somehow an amount of 2 litres. So I just feel like at the same thing, because whether they ready for this fuel business here, then they add marginal instead of being on 25 litres. They just carry Salomon out to 35 litres. They don't have 10 litres investment. Right now, when the time comes for decrease the amount of the fuel, so we just go put 2 litres. So like for us, we just see no more like the same. We don't used to.
A couple of months ago, the National Petroleum Regulatory Authority increased the price of fuel from 28 leones to 35 leones, a change that was largely attributed to the geopolitical tensions in the Middle East. Recently, the Ministry of Information and Civic Education issued a press release announcing a reduction in fuel prices from 35 leones to 33 leones for petrol and from 40 leones to 35 leones for diesel. However, the reduction has sparked debate among citizens, with some arguing that the change is hardly noticeable compared to previous increases.
Really, the fuel oil put down
So gladly will not gladly because they just carry the fuel up to high price. No way they put on to small low price. And then they will look at say you know help food solely. But let's sell the man and the big one they say they didn't get fuel done because still back with the suffer not to no more. Even the students there, the other passengers there, other people, a lot of the people at the country, they suffer. Because when they want to go outside, they can't charge there. They will say no, they will pay that amount fee.
Business, then will be the seller, will them be the seller at 25. Just from distance, so they go 15, 20. But sake of increase, so they increase from 25 to 35. So now they will let farm. So they go 15, they go then 20. But now that increase, so they decrease to 2 years. So now people that they don't take announcement, we start them for support for pay 20 years, enough for pay 20 because of that 2 years. But then they don't make sense to me.
In Espon, Edmond Abu, Executive Director of the Native Consortium and Research Center, described the reduction as not proportionate or commensurate, citing global declines in fuel prices as justification for a more significant adjustment.
We diametrically opposed to this reduction. The reduction is not proportionate, it is not commensurate in the words of Donald Trump, because the fuel has plummeted in the world market by 40%. Before the war, the pump price was at 28.5. Before the war, meaning on the 28th of February, before the war, the world market price was at $70 per barrel. And it went to as high as $120 per barrel. Now it has come back, it has dropped back to the old price, about $70. So it is 40%. So for me, I mean, it is but fitting that government should reduce it by the same 40%, but at least let's say like 30%. So the proportionately, as the Native Consortium and the Labour Congress, we diametrically opposed to it. That is why we are wearing black today. Today is all black. Yeah? Black history. We want to thank all those that wear black today. And of course, we want to register our displeasure to President Bio that this reduction is a pittance. It won't add any effect on the transport. This is just for the private people with vehicles and the keke riders. Because how on earth there is a reduction of 40% and it just reduced from 5% and 12%. It's not proportionate. So for us, we diametrically oppose it.
Many citizens have also expressed concern that the fuel cut does little to ease the high cost of living, describing it as unimpactful in their daily transportation expenses. For AYV News, Ibrahim Ramadan Jalo reporting.
Achievements, assess their key challenges and success stories. Zero Jalo has more.
So we're not happy at all.
The Southern Province Women's Network, widely known as ProNet, is a women-led organization committed to promoting the rights, empowerment, and development of women and girls across Sierra Leone's Southern Province, particularly in the districts of Bo, Bant, Moyemba, and Pujao. The network brings together women's group.
The world don't go digital. Now that's people who commercial bank ready for match up with the world. This is the e-banking department. We get products and services them we use online. Listen to what we call it.
The e-banking department responsible for all the electronic products at the bank. One, the ATM machines where you can get cash easily from, the points of sales when are some small terminal where you can do your transaction, where they do online transactions as well, where you can sit down any side now this world and do transactions. Commercial bank, e-banking, now the solution to all digital transactions in the country.
For work with Boku money, not this style. So inside any local commercial bank today and get you couple card, you Visa Classic and Prosperity card for making transactions easy.
Gonna shop, you can use the POS and do your transaction easy.
Rushing to that double date with your loved ones. You're worried it's getting late. Your loved ones are still waiting. Sometimes we wish for
The keynote speaker underscored the importance of teamwork, collaboration, and strong institutional leadership in enhancing the effectiveness and impact of women-led organizations.
Embrace your southerners. How do you embrace your cultural practices? How do you embrace what's in that old man and that old woman know? When I never live with, say and go, you tell you go soon, go get it, you go overseas. How do we put that within the context of what I have learned, what's in there and then we're not documented? How do I put it for me to begin and learn certain things so that we don't lose this?
IJ Kaba expressed concern over the increasing incidence of child abuse and gender-based violence, calling for stronger collaboration among women's organizations to address the growing challenge.
Domestic violence on the increase. Sexual gender-based violence on the increase. As we see now, with the first now for a 16-year-old girl, we know to other person. In all represent going in turn anywhere. That in your in papa turn anywhere. Then papa turn lapa, in papa get ambele. We get for care and go for let them pull up belle. Now we see now they call we left for let fence side with that picking the day. Now this morning. We don't live for the past 4 weeks. Now this morning, we able to make them arrest that. The way money.
We as the Minister for Gender, because I belong to this particular group, I want for state me commitment for say I will continue for work with the group, any guidance, any support technically we gonna need. Be ready for give.
Members expressed optimism that the resolutions adopted at the annual general meeting will reposition Spronet as a stronger, more responsive and effective platform for advancing the rights, welfare and empowerment of women and girls across Sierra Leone. During the AGM, a president was elected to run the affairs of Spronet. Yero Jallo, AYV News Freetown.
Finally, in sports, after 4 years of waiting, key areas of Sierra Leone's National Stadium, now rehabilitated, have been formally handed over to the government of Sierra Leone for public use. The upgraded facilities are set to boost the country's sporting activities and provide athletes with long-awaited opportunity to start using their facilities, even though the main bowl is yet to be completed. Marie Esther Samoa has been following the story.
Work on the China Aid National Stadium Rehabilitation Project began in February 2022 with a 2-year target for completion. Although the project was originally stated for completion in 2024, the delayed handover of these key facilities is now evident, showing visible progress despite the extended timeline. The practicing field, basketball court, refurbished hostels, and the swimming pool have all been formally handed over to the Ministry of Sport for the benefit of the public. The upgraded practice field is poised to host top-tier football matches, providing local clubs with state-of-the-art facilities. The Sierra Leone Basketball Federation president recognized the support of both the government and China, but maintained that more could be done to enhance the basketball infrastructure.
This is, we were waiting for this day to come because, as you know, basketball, we've been having a lot of difficulties to have access to a basketball court, and finally, after 4 years of waiting, the basketball court is ready to be handed over. It's been handed over to the ministry, and the ministry obviously is going to be handing it over to us, and again we can look forward to the league and basketball being played again on a normal basketball court and freely without any restrictions and so on. I was not here when they were doing the arrangement for the basketball court, so yes, we wanted more seating and wanted probably even an indoor facility, or at least let it be covered, but again we have to be satisfied with what they're providing to us now.
The swimming pool facility was also handed over to the government of Sierra Leone. What does it mean for athletes, especially it being the only standard Olympic facility for swimmers in Sierra Leone?
It's a good stepping stone for all Sierra Leoneans, because now the 50-meter swimming pool has come back to its Olympics standard look, because before we used to have only one starting block. Now we have two from both ends, which makes it a very unique. And then it's the same length, because it was previously 8 lanes. I think there was change in the tiles and the starting blocks as well, and then the drainage system, because it used to be a middle depth of 2.0, but now it's a level pool with 1.8 meters deep, which is also good for international standard.
Whilst other facilities have been refurbished and added over to the government, the main bowl of the stadium remains entirely untouched, and it is not a side matter.
After the agreement of the seat installation, an assessment of the current structure was made by the Chinese Technical Assessment Team. It was indicated that the current slabs could not hold the seats because it is prefabricated and has to be demolished, removed, and recast. This definitely extended the time frame of the project. But when finally done, Sierra Leoneans and all of the people living in this country will be opportune to have an almost brand new stadium, a state of the art that will stand the test of time and that will meet the requirements of hosting international matches in our country.
The ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Sierra Leone talked about the long-standing relationship between the two countries and reminded those present that the stadium, originally built by the Chinese, has now undergone 4 renovations under their guidance. He affirmed China's commitment to supporting the development of sport in Sierra Leone.
The National Stadium is the symbol of a China-Sierra Leone friendship. At this handing over ceremony, I would like to share our joy with all Sierra Leonean friends who love sports and committed to China-Sierra Leone relations. Our joy comes from the continuation of the friendship between China and Sierra Leone. China was not only the donor of the national stadium, but also the main supporter of its 4 previous renovations. Since it was built in 1978, the Chinese side has helped Sierra Leone renovate the stadium in 1992, 2001, 2019, and 2022, respectively.
The handing over ceremony was attended by high-profile figures from the sports sector, including administrators, coaches, and athletes. Footages for this story were captured by Abubakar Kabu. I am Mariesta Samura reporting.
Well, that's all for Primetime News tonight. For more stories, please visit our website at www.ayvnews.com. If you have feedback on the news, send us an email to info@ayvnews.com. I am Phoebe Sweel. Thanks for watching and listening. Have a good night. Take care and bye for now.